Lautsprecher einfach mal Dinge zu sagen hat. Der alte neue. Yeah, man. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think both guys, but obviously Joshua here deserves a round of applause after I think just kind of a great heavyweight fight, ups and downs, rounds and just incredible fight. Massive heart shown by both guys. Anthony Joshua is the new IBO, IBF, WBA heavyweight champion of the world. And we're going to open the floor to questions now.
Can I ask one?
Go
Look, can you remember what Robert said to you in the corner when you got back at the end of that fifth round?
No, was it this before the sixth? Sixth round. Sixth round. No, I can't remember what he said to me in that round. What did you say?
I couldn't remember. I said he can't stay with you.
Yeah,
he's gonna fade. He's gonna fade.
I remember that.
You just got to be smart.
The key part of what I remembered is I think it was like round 9 when it was. What was it? You got
4 rounds. We had 4-round fight, and then he started to come on a little bit, Anthony. Then and he's seen that home finish. And we fought 9 and 10. He started to really get back into it, and then 11 he got to him. Once he started to hit him to the body, then he slowed right up.
So that was good championship rounds, good learning. So I really remember, if anything, those last few rounds when I was saying, stick with it now. This is where you got to start pushing on. I said, how am I getting in? Am I winning? And they didn't answer me. I thought, alright, cool, but she gets me a step up the gas again.
Did you ever think you were behind in the fight?
I thought it was even. And we like to win like with a stoppage, a knockout, or clear. So just like silly little jabs, do you know what I mean? Silly little jabs and stuff like that. So I didn't think I was behind, but I just didn't want it to be as close as it was to be an even fight. I wanted to go out there and dominate.
Was there ever a point where you thought...
Oh, sorry. I'm listening.
Was there ever a point where you thought I might have taken this too soon?
No, wait. What? I'm here to fight, man. I'm taking it too soon. But if I don't fight Klitschko, I want to be complaining anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
That's Anthony's career, though. I think a lot of the journalists, including yourself, know him. He went to the World Championships as a novice, went to the Olympic Games as a novice, and won the World Heavyweight title as a relative professional novice. While he's young and fresh and he's full of enthusiasm with his ability, it's amazing what you can do, and he's already shown that tonight, and he'll continue to show it because he has a real belief, and he's got the equalising combinations and power.
What are your thoughts at this early stage of that? Being put down for the first time and then getting up, how have you sort of computed it?
As you said, you get up, get knocked down 8 times, you get up 9. That's what life's about. So it just shows, isn't it? If you keep on going, you come on top. So I think not just in a fight, it just shows you what life's about. You just keep on going, no matter how many times you put it down.
Anthony, can you talk about how fatigued you were after that flurry in the 5th round when you knocked him down? And when he was able to come back on you, and it seemed like you were really trying to take your breath for the next couple rounds.
Exactly. You've got to be smart in this game. It's a 12-round fight. This ain't like an amateur fight. So I just said to my coach, I said, look, I took a round off, get my breath back now when I bounce back. That's what I said to him. I got through the round, I said, you're in a bad place now. I'm now going to bounce back. So that's my second win. So I tried to take him out. When I hurt someone, I know I can get them. I know I can get there, so I was searching, boom, boom, and they were just skimming his face. And it does take a lot of energy out of you to hit someone hard and hurt them. So I just was trying to connect a bit too eagerly, and I used a lot of energy. So what I'd done then is try to recover so I could step up the gas again in the later rounds, and that was kind of the game plan in my mind. So I was definitely tired, but I knew that I could recover and bounce straight back.
You give this that's only been a little while since the fans, but take a look at the bigger picture of having an incredible fight. You're the young champion, takes out, a very respected former champion on this kind of crowd on a worldwide stage. I know what it does for you when you talk about what it means for the whole sport of boxing and the heavyweight championship fight. EPS expectations? The ultra exciting in having a guy with a really bright future.
No. I let you guys enjoy it, man. I just have fun with it. Things could be a lot worse. I'm just enjoying my fight as it is. I think Rob should answer that really. What's next? Where we're going? How great it is? Yeah.
I think it's one thing selling a fight out, selling the tickets, breaking pay-per-view records, but if the product doesn't deliver, then it doesn't really matter. The difference is every time Anthony Joshua steps through the ropes, he's entertained. But I think the most impressive thing is he's learning his trade under this kind of pressure. Other people are going 35, 36, 37 fights. You know, boxing 8, 10 rounds, intercontinental fights, intercontinental defences, world title eliminators, final eliminators. He's being thrown in under the utmost of pressure. He's still not a novice, but in terms of his career, he's a relative novice. And he's going in with someone like Wladimir Klitschko, and it took him time, and he made mistakes. But one thing he's never had to really show too much, perhaps other than the Dylan White fight, was tremendous heart and a great chin. And he showed both. And he got knocked down in the 6th round, more out of fatigue. I wonder whether he'd get up from that. He did. He got hit with some huge shots. In the 7th, 8th, 9th, I think the 10th round, one particular left hook was a huge punch. This guy's still learning. But what you have to do is respect the fact that he's taking these fights. Because I'd love to tell you it was me being brave. It's not, it's him. He's making the decisions, he's calling the shots. He feels like he had the 2 defences, the voluntary defences. Now it's time to test himself. Rob felt he could beat Wladimir Klitschko. He was right. It was the ultimate gamble, but with the ultimate reward. But, you know, I think in terms of worldwide stardom, I said before the fight, you win this fight, you become the biggest star in British sport and the biggest star in world boxing. But to win it in the way that he did, then has confirmed the position for me, and so much more to come. But more importantly, and this is what he's so, you know, this is on his mind, so many more improvements. You know, this is just the beginning. We always talked about phase 1 and phase 2. I'd say we've probably just completed phase 2 tonight. There's 4 phases. You know, phase 1 was complete, so well, that's phase 2. He's unified the heavyweight championship of the world. I can't tell you his expectations and what he wants to achieve. Not just in boxing, but outside of boxing, as a person, as a fighter. So when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, he was pleased. But that was like winning the World Heavyweight Championship tonight. Yeah. You know, that felt like, you know, a lot of people said, oh, you know, you got an easy champion and all this kind of stuff. That was to come through, beat Wladimir Klitschko to unify. That was his 19th professional fight.
Anthony, can you also just give your thoughts on what you think of Wladimir? You also lost somebody, and I would say he certainly redeemed himself from that performance against Fury. You know, he fought a tremendous fight, even though he didn't win. Here's your thoughts about where he stands now after his defeat.
Well, he's been dominant for the last decade and a bit, as we're aware of, very dominant, to say. And he took a loss against Tyson Fury, and what I kept on hearing is the obsession and the passion to get the victory. So I always knew I was going to come against the new and improved Klitschko, because sometimes from a loss you do learn from your mistakes and try and come better. So I think that he came to show what he was about, that he still had it, but I knew it was going to be tough for him to kind of show what he was about, because I wanted to do the same. I wanted to go in there and be confident. But maybe against anyone else in the division, he may have come out on top. As I said, I have the ultimate respect for him and what he's achieved inside and outside of the ring. But I wouldn't mind fighting him again if he wants to rematch, no problem. And well done to him, because he took part. He doesn't have to fight. People say he's too old. He doesn't have to fight, but he wants to challenge the young lions of the division. So big respect to Klitschko for that as well, because it takes 2 to tango.
Anthony, given the nature of the finish, do you really feel like a rematch is necessary?
It's up to him. I don't mind. This is what I'm saying. I'll fight. There's no problem. As long as Rob thinks it's good to go, I'll go. And that's how it's been. I'm not shy. I'm very chilled out about boxing. So if you would like to fight again, then definitely do it again. If Rob thinks it's the right decision, no problem.
What do you think of? Do you think that rematch is necessary?
I'm not sure really. Obviously, Anthony finished him off in devastating style. So it's just what Vladimir's been a tremendous fighter, arguably the best heavyweight in the last decade. I'm not sure what he wants to do, but great fight, a great occasion, and it's just great to see a British heavyweight like Anthony come through. And it's memorable tonight, and I sat here after Carl Fox boxed George Groves 3 years ago, and it was memorable that night. And I think there's a real boost with British boxing, and Anthony's certainly at the forefront of that.
Do you think that Wladimir will be taking a lot out of him, on the other hand, how much from the job?
Yeah, it would have taken a lot more out of Wladimir than Anthony, that's for sure.
How much do you think Anthony will
Anthony will get better and better. He'll have learnt a lot from that. He tightened up at times, he loaded up, I think, the occasion, and Klitschko got to him early. But he regrouped, he stayed calm, he had the lapse in concentration, got caught, tightened up, got through it, and then the last 4 rounds he started to come alive, and you know, his stoppage in round 11 was fantastic.
Anthony, can you tell us a bit about how you're feeling now? I mean, does this top the gold medal?
No. I don't know. How am I feeling? Gold medal. It is what it is. There's one winner, one loser. I don't know. It's what it is. I'm a champion outside of the ring, first and foremost. We're worried about the belts or boxing. I'm a good man, I'm a family man, and I love life. So that's what's important. The fighting is fun. I say it to you again. I don't box just for the belts. I don't box for money. I just enjoy it, the discipline. So how am I feeling at the minute? Like I did before I won this fight. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy, if anything, that it was a great fight because there was a lot of hype, a lot of attention around the fight, and I'm glad it lived up to expectation. That's it.
How do you plan to celebrate the win first of all? So I know your mum didn't come to the fight, and you plan to kind of reconnect.
You couldn't see why? She shouldn't be here. And how do I plan to celebrate? Wake up midday for once. Wake up midday and then catch up with my family. Normally I take a holiday, but I think this time what I'm going to do is just pop around to some of my family's house and catch up because it's like we spent quarter of the year training and then normally you go away on holiday and straight back to the training camp. So I don't want to do that, I want to catch up with family and that's it, and go back to normal living.
Josh, what is the main thing you think you learned about yourself tonight in the ring?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. That's not me. Like I always say that I'm not the best at everything, but what I am good at, I'll do to my best. Like if I keep on improving on these little things that I do good, I think I can definitely knock out anyone, have many opponents.
Do you think that military mindset helped you tonight? You talked about
military mindset, yeah, because like to get knocked down, to hurt someone, get hurt, and to take someone out in the championship rounds where I've never been before, it's just a testament to what training's about. The lifestyle, the military mindset. That's what it's all about. Because if you don't live it, you can't back it up.
You also talked about riding shots and hiding shots in heavyweight boxing.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go tonight?
You saw what happened, didn't it? Yeah. Come on top. But yeah, what?
Anthony, a lot of people in the United States might have seen you for the first time tonight. Apart from the performance and the man you did, what should an American audience know about you?
I think they don't look at me just for boxing. I think they're just excited about like the division, the characters in the sport. They know we can fight, there's no doubt about that, but I think they buy back into the people of boxing who are representing the sport. And there's probably no I'm a good guy, I like fighting, and we don't back down, we'll go for whatever. And now we're at the forefront at the minute. We can't get too complacent and sit down and enjoy these times. We have to get up and defend them again. I think people know that we will definitely get up and keep on going out on my shield with that military mindset.
Are you ready for those big words on the long breath?
I've got to pay my debt there, number one. I've got a bill like that big. Hopefully we'll swerve it. But am I ready for
Are you ready for that? The way this is going to go in terms of your global attention?
I'm a people's person. Like on the estate, there was loads of us anyway, so it's pretty chilled. As I said, like everyone in the arena probably know 20,000 of these people. It's crazy. I'm a local boy, so it's no different. It's no problem. The only thing, as I said, that the attention gets difficult is when I'm late to training, because Rob don't get it. Rob's less interested in me getting to the gym. As long as I'm not late for training, I don't mind the attention, because as I said, the main thing I like about what I'm doing is that I know there's some kid that's going to come up and be inspired by what we're achieving and go on and do better and bigger things than what we set out to do. So that's why I don't mind the attention, because I know it's got a positive rebound.
Anthony, the German journalists, we were discussing when Wladimir the last time brought such a great performance, and we came to the conclusion that from his 29 title fights, including today's, this probably was his best performance ever as the title fight. We compared it with the fight when he beat Samuel Peter, when his career was at stake.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? He will probably beat the best, also 41, the best Wladimir Klitschko ever.
Yeah, no, I always knew, I always thought that I would be facing the better Wladimir Klitschko, because everything he was saying, he's obsessed. And I feel good about that. That I fought the better Wladimir Klitschko, not the complacent Wladimir Klitschko, the guy who realised his mistakes and wanted to get them right. And as I said, I can only improve from it. If I don't improve from it, I'm a silly man. So it'll be interesting to see what the next 2 to 3 years hold from my career, building on what I took from this evening.
Anthony, your manager said it's just the beginning, but aren't you afraid that Wladimir might have been the best opponent you can have in your career?
In the sense, who do I fight next?
Yeah, in the sense, I mean, Wladimir was waiting all his career for an opponent like you.
I was waiting for an opponent like that as well. But what's good for my career is that there's so many other good heavyweights up and coming. There's no one with the experience that Wladimir has, but there's heavyweights that are coming up in the game that are very talented as well, that I can definitely mingle with. So it was good to compete with Wladimir, who's very experienced and who can challenge me in different ways, because he's a veteran, and then the other guys will be raw and hungry just like myself, so that'll be another clash between, instead of like a veteran against a young lion, it would just be 2 hungry fighters coming together and the best man will win again. So there's some good nights in heavyweight division for sure.
Anthony, do you think that could have been a better lesson than you learned in this fight regarding experience and your development as a fighter, and maybe is that experience more precious than one of the belts for you?
Exactly. What I learned is more important than anything, because the memories, the experiences last forever. And when it's all said and done, these things slowly disappear. Like Vladimir's career, these belts move on to the next champions, but what he's learned is what made him a powerful man and made him be able to come back. So the experience I can gain is more important than the belts, and I agree with what they're saying.
Anthony, we've been around you for a long time, and you've been saying that I want those fights that people are going to remember. I want to be in these battles, these wars. Do you want to have a lot of these kind of fights? Because they are very risky for you as well.
I remember Sugar Ray Leonard said, with all the skill and technical ability he had, there's times where you have to show character and you have to go to the trenches. And without that character and that ability to go to the trenches, you'll never go on and do great things in the sport. I never want to be in those type of fights, but if I have to be in those type of fights, I don't want to crumble. I want to be able to come out on top. So that's what it is. I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to win.
You've done what you promised us you would do tonight, haven't you?
Yeah. So I talk it how I walk it, I back it up. As I said, I don't flip tables and punch people in press conferences to have to show you that I'm a good fighter and I'm dedicated. I just try and back it up in the ring. It's a tough sport. It's very tough sport, boxing. So I just try and express myself in the ring and dig deep when I have to. It would be nice to go out there and make fights like average and outbox them and outmuscle, but sometimes if it's not working, you gotta break them down, go into the later rounds, take a few shots, ride a few, analyse them, watch them break down, and then start stepping up the gas. and push on to get the victory.
Rob, in terms of performance and
Thank you, bro.
in your fight, how does that compare to some of Carl's greatest nights?
You know, obviously they're two very different fighters. I think Carl, when he became champion, had 20, 25 or 26 fights. With Anthony, he's still relatively inexperienced. I can say that even though he's just beaten Wladimir Klitschko. He reached for the stars, Anthony, from day one as a boxer. He didn't want to mess about. He wanted to go in and fight the best. So, you know, that's right up there. That's stratospheric tonight. That's a worldwide event. That's the whole world interested in the fight, and that's the whole of the UK interested in it, and I'm pretty sure most of Europe as well. So, yeah, it's at the very top, and I think even Carl would say that. You know, it's in terms of worldwide attention and acclaim. It's hard to beat. You know, it's what Anthony did tonight and what he achieved.
Anthony, it seems like you talked a lot to Wladimir during the fight. What was the discussion about?
I just said I'm going to whoop your ass in the next round. I was comparing because I knew I was tired. So I said I was tired, and I went back to the corner and I said, "You got to win the next round." I said, "I had a round off." I said, "I needed to breathe." So I knew, I said, "I'm going to get through this round." And I said, after I said, "I'm going to whoop your ass the next round." And I said, "Come on, like, you know, you're bringing it on, and you're in the middle of a fight, isn't it? Battle, but you become like, you have this sense of energy, and you can't contain it, so I just need blurting out different words. It was just competition talk, really.
Guys, one more question and we're good.
After Carl Froch's victory on George Groves, you bought him a Rolex. How you can treat Anthony?
He can treat me. He's alright. He's alright. No, funnily enough, it's not those things that drive him on. So I won't be buying him one. I'm sure we'll be alright. We broke all British pay-per-view records tonight, confirmed. So it was a wonderful night. Wonderful night. Thank you very much. You're going to call up there. Okay.
Does he want me to wait as well?
I don't know. Do you want?
It's up to him.
No.
Please. Yes, please.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Because he's still in the doping tank.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you. You guys make it what it is.